Hi, welcome. I'm Jan Stanford, aka Blogger Queen. This is my tutorial on critical thinking and shared inquiry for children. For materials, I'm going to be using the book Wolf Story. It's by William McCleary. You can get it at half.com or Barnes & Noble. If you have a teacher's card, you get 25% off on Barnes & Noble. And the children will be needing a clipboard, something to write on, something to write with. If you have 15 or fewer students, they can be sitting in a circle. If you have more than that, they can be sitting in rows. You, as a teacher, will need a clipboard, a class list, and a pen so that every time you call on someone, you make a little check next to their name, because they all need to be called on equally regardless of whether or not they have their hand up. If they don't have their hand up, you're still going to call on them anyway, and they might need a little assistance or a little help from someone else, but initially we're going to try to get everyone involved. So when you ask a question, you give wait time, W-A-I-T, wait time of approximately 10 seconds. Otherwise, the smartest 3 kids in the class are going to have their hands up before you finish the question, and other children are not going to bother putting their hands up because they feel like they won't get called on anyway. So that's why you have your little clipboard and you make your little check next to the students that you have called on, and we'll go from there. Also, most adults talk and read at 175 words per minute. Most students understand at 125 words per minute. So if the children start getting antsy or having trouble understanding, lower your voice and speak slowly. And that should be a significant help in getting the children to listen. Once upon a time, a man was putting his 5-year-old son, Michael, to bed, and the boy asked for a story. "All right," said the man. "Well, let me see. Oh, yes. Well, once upon a time, there was a girl with long golden hair, and they called her Goldilocks." "No, no," said the boy. "A new story." "A new story," said the man. "What about?" "About a hen," said the boy. "Oh, good," said the man. "I was afraid you might want another wolf story." "Well, once upon a time, there was a hen." The man stopped. "Go on," said the boy. "What are you waiting for?" "Well, what's a good name for a hen?" Michael looked very thoughtful. "Make it that the hen's name is Rainbow," he said. "Why Rainbow?" asked his father. So you could ask the class, why did Michael want Rainbow to be the hen's name? 30, 40 seconds for them to just jot down a few words so that they'll have a thought in their mind, and then you call on someone. "Jeffrey, what is your opinion on that?" And then Jeffrey will answer, and then you'd say, "Bob, do you agree with what Jeffrey said or not?" Then you could say, "Is there someone that disagrees?" And again, as you're calling on them, you're making checks next to their name. You want everybody to get involved with the reading. Michael looked very thoughtful. "Make it that the hen's name is Rainbow," he said. "Well, why Rainbow?" said the father. "Because," said the boy, "he had all different colored feathers." "He," said the man. "She," said the boy. "All right," said the man, "but you do understand there is no such thing as a hen with all different colored feathers." The man did not like to tell the boy things that were not true. "I know," said the boy. "Go on." And the man continued. "Once upon a time there was a hen. She was called Rainbow because her feathers were of many different colors. Red and pink and purple and magenta and lavender," the boy yawned, "and violet and yellow and orange." "That will be enough colors," said the boy. "And green and dark green and light green." "Daddy, stop!" cried the boy. "Stop saying so many colors. You're putting me to sleep." "Why not?" said the man. "This is bedtime." "But I want some story first," said the boy. "Not just colors." All right, said the man. Well, Rainbow lived with many other hens in a house on a farm at the edge of a deep, dark forest. And in the deep, dark forest lived guess what? A wolf, said the boy, sitting up in bed. No, sir, said the man. Make it that a wolf lived in a deep, dark forest, said the boy. Please, said the man, anything but a wolf. A weasel, a ferret, a lion, an elephant, a wolf, said the boy. Well, all right, groaned the man, but please don't sit up in bed. Put your head on your pillow and shut your eyes. Okay, said the boy. He turned his pillow over so that his cheek would be cool against the pillow. So, said the man, in the forest lived a stupid old wolf, too tired to do any harm. No, cried the boy, sitting up in bed again. The wolf is fierce, terribly, terribly fierce. Haven't we had enough stories about terribly, terribly fierce wolves? Said the man. No. All right, said the man. A terribly, terribly fierce wolf lived in the forest with teeth as long and sharp as butcher knives. Said the boy, putting his cheek on his pillow and shutting his eyes. I suppose you like the part about the butcher knives, said the man. I love it, said the boy. Go on. Well, one night when it was very dark, the wolf came slinking out of the forest. By the way, what's the wolf's name? Waldo, said the boy. No, said the man. Yes, said the boy. But Waldo was in our last story, said the man. He's been in every story since Christmas. Can't we ever have a new one? The boy shook his head. No, because Waldo is the fiercest wolf in all the world. Put your head on the pillow, said the man. The boy put his head on the pillow. Go on, he said. Well, this wolf named Waldo came slinking out of the forest very quietly, whispered the man. In fact, very quietly. In fact, no one could hear him. Talk a little louder, said the boy. I can't hear you. Michael, said the man, if you open your mouth once more, I will stop telling the story and I will go downstairs. All right, said the boy. But what did the wolf do when he slinked out of the forest? Slunk, said the man. Slunk, said the boy. Or maybe slank, said the man. Make it that he crawled out of the forest, said the boy. But go on. Michael, said the man, you were not to open your mouth. I was helping, said Michael. Don't do it again. Well, so the wolf Waldo crawled out of the forest one night when the moon was bright and crept over to the hen house. For a long time, the wolf had been watching Rainbow with his big red eyes. He wanted to eat the hen and save her pretty feathers to make an Indian headdress. The boy smiled because he knew it was just a joke. A wolf would never think of making an Indian headdress. He would have laughed, but he was too sleepy. The feathers were so beautiful, said the man, red and pink and purple and lavender. Oh, yawned the boy, and magenta and violet and yellow and... The man got up quietly from where he had been sitting on the bed beside the boy. He opened the window and pulled the blanket up around the boy's chin and crept quietly out of the room, almost as quietly as the wolf Waldo. The boy was sound asleep. Chapter 2. The next evening, the boy went upstairs and got ready for bed all by himself. He took off his clothes and left them on the floor, accidentally kicking one shoe under the bed where it would be hard to find the next morning. He also accidentally dropped his underpants in the wastebasket. Then he pulled on his blue flannel pajamas, the ones with long flannel feet, and went to the head of the stairs. He called to his father, who had promised to put him to bed again. His father came upstairs. Did you brush your teeth? He asked. When? Said the boy. Now, said the man. No, not now. Not tonight. Shall I? Said the boy. Why not? Said the man. And what about washing your face? All right. Shall I help you? No. If there was anything he hated worse than washing his face, it was having someone else wash it for him. "I'll be straightening your room," said the man. The boy hurried to the bathroom and climbed up on the little white steps below the wash basin. He smeared toothpaste first on his toothbrush and then on his teeth. He took a big mouth of water, swooshed it around, and spit it out. What do you think of the way Michael brushed his teeth? Give the children a few minutes to write it down. Have somebody else ask someone else if they agree with that. Did Michael do a good job brushing his teeth? No. Why not? Because he just swished water around and spit out the toothpaste. Why did he not do a good job? Because he doesn't like brushing his teeth? Because he was excited about the story? As long as they can validate their answer based on something that they had just heard or just read from the story, then their answer would be correct. He took a damp washcloth and gently touched his face with it, being careful not to disturb the dirt inside his ears. He threw the washcloth down, dried his hands on his flannel pajamas, raced into the bedroom, and leapt onto the bed. His father looked at him. "Oh, someday you're going to wear out your face, wiping it so hard." The boy laughed and jerked the covers down from the top. Then he crawled under the covers, clear to the bottom of the bed, and curled up there like a grub worm. "Come out of there," said the man. "I haven't got all night." The boy didn't move. Why did the boy sneak to the bottom of the bed, to the foot of the bed? Possibly this was a game that he played with his father at night. We're not sure. But that would be a good answer. "I haven't got all night." The boy didn't move. "Come on, please, hurry up," said the man. The boy did not move. The man reached under the covers and tickled the boy and pulled him up to the top of the bed. "Tell about Rainbow," said the boy. "Who?" said the man. "Rainbow. Oh, yes. Well, if I'm going to tell about Rainbow, I won't have time for songs." The boy didn't feel like making a fuss. "Just tell about Rainbow," he said, "but make it long." So the man continued the story where he had left off the night before. Where did the man leave off the night before? Give the children a few minutes to write something down. Ask someone if they agree with their answer, and you can just move on. The wolf Waldo crept very quietly to the chicken yard. He was quiet because he did not want to wake up Mr. Tractor Wheel. The boy asked in a very loud voice, "Mr. Who?" "Tractor Wheel. Isn't that a good name for a farmer?" "Very good, Daddy," said the boy. "And make it that Mr. Tractor Wheel has a son. He has several sons, and the wolf didn't want to wake up any of them." "He didn't want to wake up the hens either," said the boy, "because the hens would make so much noise they would wake up Mr. Tractor Wheel and his sons," said the man. "Yes," said the boy, "and Mr. Tractor Wheel would come running with a shotgun and shoot the wolf." "Don't you want the wolf to be shot?" asked the man. "Yeah," said the boy, "but not yet. It has to be a long story first." "I see," said the man. "Well, when the wolf came to the chicken yard, what did he find?" "Rainbow," cried the boy. "No," said the man, "Rainbow is in the hen house asleep. But what is all around the chicken yard?" The boy sat up in bed thinking hard. Then he said, "A fence." The man was surprised. "A fence is right," he said. "You're a smart boy." Why would there have been a fence around the chicken yard? Give the children a chance to think, children a chance to write something down, call on someone to answer the question, ask someone if they disagree or agree and why, and then ask if anyone else has a different opinion, and then just move on with the story. The boy smiled and lay down again, this time on his back with his hands clasped under his head and his elbows sticking out on either side like wings. The chicken yard was entirely surrounded by a fence, said the man, and the gate was locked. So how could Waldo the wolf get inside to capture Rainbow? How could Waldo the wolf have captured Rainbow? Ask the class, have them write down something, call on someone, ask someone else if they agree, and every time you call on someone, don't forget you're making a check next to the student's name. Make it that there was a hole in the fence, said the boy. No, said the man. If there was a hole in the fence, the chicken would get out and wander into the forest, and the wolf would be so busy catching and eating in them, he wouldn't have time to come after Rainbow. Could he climb over the fence? Said the boy. You know a wolf couldn't climb a fence, said the man. But this is only a story, said the boy. Anything could happen in a story. He might go under the fence, said the man. Oh, the boy yawned. Hurry up and get him in somehow. Well, the wolf began to dig with his sharp toenails in the soft earth until he had dug a tunnel right under the fence. Then he crawled through the tunnel and came out in the chicken yard. Very quietly he crept over to the hen house. Very quietly. In fact, very quietly. The boy yawned and turned over on his side. The man waited for a moment and then stood up, thinking that the boy was asleep. But without opening his eyes, the boy flung out one hand and caught his father's arm. Go on, he said. More. The man sat down again. In the hen house he looked around until he saw a hen with all different colored feathers. Blue and gray and scarlet and vermilion and cobalt and azure. Now the boy was really asleep, and the man turned out the light, opened the window, pulled up the covers, and kissed the boy on the cheek. On his way out of the darkened room, he stumbled over the tin wastebasket and made a terrible clatter, but the boy was too deep in sleep to be bothered by anything at all. And we're going to stop there at chapter 2, and we'll start again with chapter 3 next time.